Hi, I'm Mega Truman, and welcome to my Patreon, my YouTube channel, as well as Rumble, MeWe, and you can always find me on Frankincense School of Mystical Arts, which is fsma.life. So as we continue our prediction videos, Spirit was showing me very strongly that we very well could be at a point of switching the hands within the media, where all of a sudden where the many and most media stations have been very supportive within the Democratic Party. Spirit was showing me that all of a sudden that there could become more and more news stations that is reporting more positively on Republicans and supporting Republican news. And I do get and see this very strongly. And it's so bizarre, but it's almost like all of a sudden they're flipping on who they support and who they don't. And I see this becoming more and more rampant. And I do get, and even different reports that are coming up that you're going to wonder, okay, did they just seriously say that? And yes, I get that they did. So I get we're headed towards this time here very shortly, within days, even no more than weeks, where we could very easily see where Kamala Harris may step forward and start to take Biden's place, take his spot, and where we may see more derogatory news come up in regards to Biden or his health and why he can no longer represent the company or be president. But I do see where it looks like I see him stepping down, stepping back, and where Kamala Harris very well may step forward and start taking more of a leading role. So that is going to be really interesting. And I do get different events that I see coming up that looks like it's going to be very telling. People are going to sit back and just think the planet, the United States, is seriously just falling apart. So I do see a lot of information around changing hands, even within that presidency, if that's what you want to call it. That's what it looks like. I do get also that we are headed towards a period of time where I do see different proof and evidence with Nasara Jasara stepping forward, where people are starting to talk about, and I have personal friends and family who have just looked at their finances, looked at their bill one day, and the next day it's gone. So I really feel like that we are in this place, and we're in this place of entering into the fifth dimension. I get March is pivotal for that. And I see where we have these two worlds that are evolving, and it's very weird. It's very strange. We have the birth of this brand new world that is coming up, and it's showing that if you focus on the Biden-Harris administration growing, you very well may be headed towards to where lots of talks on meteor shower, asteroid, all this kind of stuff. I do get that kind of energy could really start to come more to the forefront. And even if when Trump administration steps forward, that people will not believe it. They're not going to believe anything that is being shown to them or anything that they see. I see them focused on Biden and Harris and this world really growing and evolving. And then you have the other layer, which this is the splitting of the two worlds. This is the new 5D evolving and growing and expanding. You also have the 3D world that I get some will not choose to go to the 5D, and that's fine. But March is huge for this energy becoming more transparent. So I was shown where as we enter into the 5D, this is where Nasara Jasara starts to really, really evolve and grow and expand. And I do see going into the silver market, and even with the crypto and the gold market, I see this all growing and evolving, and the financial markets changing, the financial banking institution changing, all of this other dying off, ending, fading away. It's gone. This new world stepping forward, the fifth density rising, evolving, and growing, where you have all this happy, lighter energy. And many of you are feeling this lighter energy. It's becoming very, very real. And many of you can feel it. And it's really taking a life of its own. It's so beautiful. And this is where you start hearing more about Nasara Jasara and the whole new financial market evolving. But then you have this over here, this other side, which is the 3D. And that world continuing. And that world being to where the banking institutions totally revamp and restructure. The interest rates rise. The stock market, the real estate crashing. The 5D world has a real estate stock market revamping, but it's not the same. One is going to grow and evolve, and the other one won't for some time, if it ever does. I don't get that it ever really will if those that choose to stay in the 5 density world stays in that world, in that energy, because it's splitting. And I do get that those that stay in this Republican new party, it's not a new party, but it's really growing and evolving, and it's going to flourish, and it's going to change like anything you've ever seen. But this is this brand new 5 density of people really trusting their intuition and living by their intuition and their spiritual gifts, and that evolving greater than you ever could imagine, where people live with and through their own intuition, and their gifts and abilities are flourishing and growing, and you live by them and with them, and this new history being rewritten. Over here, you have the 3 density becoming very low vibration, lower and lower and lower until possibly it just dies off. But I do see that very strongly, and March is the point of the split. So we are very powerful energy, very life-changing energy, and it's going to impact and affect people's lives greater than you ever could imagine. But we're at such a beautiful, beautiful time. And even with your gifts and your spiritual gifts really growing and evolving, because every gift that you can imagine is being activated right now. And if you're watching this video and you have watched my previous videos with your own intuition, you may see that it's getting sharper and more heightened, because this is part of the whole 5 density, and where all of this old previous life DNA could very well be activated, that's triggering your gifts and abilities. It's like this treasure chest that's opening up, that is affecting your world, because you're being true to yourself, and we're entering into a lighter vibration. And as we enter into the lighter vibration, it's shifting everything about you, every area that you can imagine, because this whole Nasara Jasara law that I see being kicked and activated, which I get is already activated and already moving forward, and it's growing bigger and bigger each day, and it's going to start becoming more and more talked about it. And I do get that it's going to come up. Where April comes, Spirit's showing we are in it. That energy is coming through very strongly. And they're showing that April could be the most powerful month ever for seeing these events magnify and unfold, where you're in it. No more talking about it, but we're in it. But March, there's more to come. even going into within the next few days, going into the end of the month, lots of information, disclosure, everything that is going to surprise you in a good way, because you'll see finally it's moving. So please, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, please share. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Also, you can also find me on fsma.life. I'm on Patreon and Rumble and the membership platform on YouTube. Don't forget to join us there, as we have been talking about many of these topics for quite some time. So thank you and blessings to you. Take care.